Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. The Walking Dead is coming back in 6 days, so I get super hyped. A lot of people are actually going to be able to watch it in like 4 days, whoever has AMC Premiere, so that's exciting. We have a new teaser trailer, which I'm sure AMC is probably going to release online at some point, but it is on TV and stuff like that. If you're watching AMC regularly, you'll probably see it on there. Comicbook.com actually posted an article that features the trailer. I guess they got it from someone on Twitter or whatever. I'll leave a link to all of it down below if you guys want to actually go check it out, because there's a lot of stuff in there that I'm not talking about in here. A lot more footage, and I probably will do videos on it throughout the week, though I do kind of want to wait for, I guess, a better quality teaser to be released online, but if not, I probably will talk about it at some point this week. The main things that I do want to talk about are, of course, all of these shots here of Alpha and Daryl. It seems like this is going to happen during the Alpha and Daryl fight. Now, I know that there are some things that apparently happened between Alpha and Negan that I'm not going to spoil here. I don't think these are these shots here. I actually think this is going to be a fight between Alpha and Daryl. It's going to happen most likely in the mid-season. Yeah, maybe the mid-season premiere or in episode 10. It's going to happen somewhere there. And I think the fight's going to be a lot more brutal than we were thinking. And also, there's this shot here of Carol. She's at the hilltop. So obviously, I mean, we already knew for a while, but obviously she makes it out of the cave. So she's leaving here. We see Glenn, this portrait of Glenn. You can kind of see Herschel in the back. And I think the bottom there is Herschel, right? Like baby Herschel. Although he's not a baby anymore. I'm pretty sure anyways. Maybe not though. I don't know. But here's Glenn. And obviously on the top right here, that's Herschel with his shirt there. You can see his beard. I believe Jadis was the one that actually did the artwork for this. I think they introduced that in season 9, but I could be wrong about that. And then I want to talk about these photos here, which are, I guess it is kind of an extension to stuff that we've talked about already, but we just have more footage of it. And it's this shot here of Judith, and she looks really, really upset. We have this shot here of Michonne, and I mean, this is at the point where she is just very aggressive. Something happens to her, because we have this shot right here of Michonne, and she looks very, very upset. Something has happened. Something happens to her when she goes with Virgil to that island, and it seems to turn her into this, where she is just pissed off and angry and just ready to fight the whole world. What happens? Well, I want to talk about all of that. So before we begin, I do have to warn you for spoilers for the first half of season 10 of The Walking Dead. And also, if you're new to the channel, make sure to be a subscriber if you want more Walking Dead content like this. Like I said, the show's coming back in 6 days. I do reviews of each episode, and I talk about all the news that comes out, trailer breakdowns, and all that kind of stuff. And so if you want videos on all of that, just make sure to be a subscriber. So let's talk about this first fight here. The first thing that happens here between Alpha and Daryl. Now, this shot here, we have Alpha on the ground. I'm not exactly sure what that is beside her. It's some kind of wooden object. I have no idea. But she looks like she's really, really wounded here. If you watch the teaser trailer, like you can see she looks like she's in a battle with someone. We have this shot here, and you can't really tell, but I think she's actually been stabbed with something, because when you cut to this shot, you have Daryl, and Daryl really looks like he's in a lot of pain. So what happens here with Daryl and Alpha, and the reason why I think this is going to happen is only because of the reviews. There have been people that have posted reviews of these episodes who got to watch it early, and they did kind of spoil that a fight is going to happen between these two characters. I guess they never said between these two characters, but they said that a fight does happen with Alpha and someone who is very heroic. When you're looking at this teaser trailer, I think it's Daryl. It makes sense that Daryl would be the one that fights Alpha. And it seems like, yeah, it would line up be happening in episode 9 or 10, because at this point here, when you see Daryl here all hurt, this doesn't look like Daryl's outfit that he's wearing during the battle at the hilltop. It looks pretty similar, but is a little different. This is exactly, I'm pretty sure, what he's wearing right now. So I think this is before the battle at the hilltop. Not like he's going to change or anything, but I'm pretty sure this is happening before. I'm pretty sure this is the fight with Alpha, which is kind of interesting because it seems like Daryl's actually having a very hard time with this fight. And it could just be because of injuries, right? Because when he fought Beta, I mean, it was a little different. I guess he had a lot of like things in the way. That's kind of the big one. There was like blankets and cloths, and the actual environment in which he fought Beta he was able to hide a bit more, to survive that. Plus he is Daryl, of course he is going to survive that. With this fight here with Alpha, it's a little like, wow, really? Daryl, you're going to have a hard time fighting Alpha? But it's not like Alpha's not hurt or anything either. I mean, Alpha seems like she's really, really in pain, which is kind of interesting. So that means that these two characters are going to fight, and it seems like it's going to actually get to a point where it looks like one of them could die. Obviously, we know Daryl's never going to die, and I also don't think Alpha's going to die here, but it looks like it gets to a point where both of those characters could die, at least in the story, right? Which is exciting, because I definitely like when they do that with Daryl, especially, like when it looks like he's about to die, and it's very, very, just very serious like that. It just makes his character really interesting, but I think this fight definitely sets up a lot of what's going to happen at the Battle of the Hilltop, because we see this shot here of Daryl. He's with Judith, and Judith has repaired his vest, or at least repaired one of the wings. And it does look like Daryl has just been kind of relaxing. Like I think he's recovered. I imagine some time has passed since the fight with Alpha, maybe a week or so for both of them to heal. Like I doubt it's going to be a overnight thing where he just sleeps it off. It's also probably not going to be like 2 or 3 weeks or a month. I think it's probably like a week, 4 or 5 days. Again, I don't know how bad of a bad in shape Daryl's going to be in. I mean, just looking at this shot here, it looks like he has a wound on his leg. So maybe he gets stabbed in the leg and it's really, really bad. He's losing a lot of blood. Regardless, this fight is going to be actually pretty exciting because if both people are getting really hurt like this is going to be a lot of fun. Just because, I mean, yeah, the Beta versus Daryl fight, I really like that. That was a lot of fun. But no one really got hurt. That's the thing. I did like the fight. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the fight, but you kind of wish that they would have left, like, you know, really hurt and stuff. And this fight here, I feel like this fight might actually be a lot better, which I wasn't expecting. I really wasn't expecting Alpha to ever fight Daryl. But we also have this shot here of Negan and Alpha. And Negan is now in Beta's position, and obviously we know why Alpha is doing this. It makes her toughen up, right? Like doing that, it toughens her up, and I guess Negan is now doing this. And just based off Negan's expression here, it doesn't look like he wants to be doing this. He's just like, okay, let's get this over with. And so in my opinion, this has something to do with Lydia. Maybe something has happened recently with Lydia that now Alpha is just going berserk. Maybe this actually happened after the Alpha and Daryl fight, and something happens here with Alpha where she shows some sign of weakness, and so that's why she's doing this. Because we have this shot here of Alpha, she's all bloody, and she actually, I don't even know what she's doing here. I have no idea. I'm not even going to guess. I know a lot of people are making jokes about what's going on here, but I think what I can say for sure is that Alpha's going to have a very, very dark, emotional, and aggressive story for the next couple of episodes before her death. We're not going to see that much more weakness from her, I don't think. I think she's going to really, really fight to be really strong. And yeah, I mean, she chose this path, right? She chose the path to be the leader of the Whisperers. She chose to treat her daughter like that, so she's going to have to live with this now. Is that who she is, or is it going to be revealed in like her final scene? Maybe she breaks down crying because that she's not that person, and then that's when Negan kills her. So Alpha having a tragic death. If you read the comic, you probably know, but I think that's exactly the direction they're going in. But now let's talk about this shot here. I think this is really, really nice, and I think we're going to see a lot more of this in the next, or I guess in the second half of the season, is stuff related to Maggie, because she is returning this season. They confirmed that she's going to be a series regular for season 11, but they also said that she's probably going to be in the second half of season 10. And I think she's going to be in like episode 15 or 16. Probably 16, but it's going to be right at the end. But beforehand, we're going to get a lot of reminders, a lot of setup like this. Like here we have Glenn. Again, we have Herschel on the top right, and I'm not exactly sure who's on the top or the bottom right. I don't know the context of this scene. I hope it's a little longer than just Carol looking at a picture of Glenn and then just walking away. I hope she actually has some dialogue saying something, like talking to Glenn a little bit. Like I know they weren't the closest of characters. I mean, I know we always assume all of our characters were really close and together, but I mean, Carol, if you think about it, she's way closer to Ezekiel than she ever was with Glenn, right? She's been way closer with so many other characters than she ever has with Glenn, but they both come from the same place. They both have that same, I guess, apocalyptic background. She knows what happened there. Like she understands everything. And so I hope something is said. I don't want it to just be looking at the picture, but if it is, whatever. The reminder here, having something like this is just really, really nice. I really can't wait for Maggie to come back. I have a feeling that we're going to see some more shots like this in season 11 when she actually returns to the hilltop, because she is going to return to the hilltop. She's going to have to rebuild this place. And hopefully the Barrington house, especially these pictures here, don't really get, I guess, too damaged from the burning of Hilltop, because it is going to happen. Like we see shots like this of the Whisperers with fire arrows or I guess fire bows. I mean, like the Hilltop's it's gonna burn down. A lot of places are gonna burn down. They're gonna take a huge hit. I just hope the Barrington house doesn't take that huge of a hit, especially stuff like this, because that would just be really sad. Like to have this visual reminder of Glenn still in the show, even though it's a painting, it's still really nice, right? But yeah, I can't wait for Maggie to come back. I miss this storyline. Like I miss just the Maggie, or I guess the Green family storyline, having Glenn, Herschel, Maggie, just all of that. I know Maggie's the only one that's alive from that story thread, but that's why I can't wait to have her back, right? It'll feel like season 2 a little bit. And then we have these shots here of Judith and Michonne. And first of all, let's talk about the scene here with Judith. She looks really upset. And if you look at that other shot that they released the other day of Judith, she's actually crying, but it doesn't seem like she's crying as much as this. Here, she just looks super, super upset. And obviously everyone is going to say that it's Rick related. And I mean, at this point, I think that's what it is. I don't know what else this could be. I mean, obviously, in Judith's point of view, if Michonne is dying, which I don't think she's dying, they're not going to kill Michonne off. It's just that's too crazy. So she's leaving. Michonne's leaving somewhere. And so, in Judith's point of view, yeah, okay, that she's going to be super upset. Fine. She's going to be crying because her mom's leaving. Okay, I get it. I totally get it. That's what this scene is. It's not Rick related. Michonne is just leaving. And so she's sad because her mom's leaving her, I guess, right? That's what's so crazy about it. Like, if it's not Rick related, and Michonne's leaving to go help out someone or something, then she's literally abandoning her kids to go help someone else. Like, really? She wouldn't stay to help out her kids? Again, this is why I come back to the Rick thing. And then you cut to a shot like this where Michonne is crying. Now, based off of the early reviews, we know that Michonne is not going to be in episode 9 or in episode 10. And her final episode is rumored to be episode 12. And based off the synopsis for episode 11, I don't think she's going to be in episode 11. I literally think she's only going to be in one more episode, which is episode 12. So of all the rumors going around the last few months or whatever, it seems like the correct one is that she's only going to be in one more episode, which feels a little rushed, but it depends on how they do it, of course. We'll know for sure after episode 10 airs, and then we get the trailer for episode 11. If Michonne's in it, then okay, she'll be in it. But if not, yeah, we'll find that out in like 2-3 weeks. But Michonne is crying here. She looks super upset. And why? What could possibly happen to her when she's with Virgil? First of all, I mean, this is not someone that she's known for a while. It's like, you know how much stuff Michonne has went through in the apocalypse? Like how much things she has actually went through. I mean, think of the episode Scars. Like there's nothing really there that Virgil can do that would absolutely destroy Michonne. Like Virgil, maybe he killed his whole family or something. Michonne's not going to cry like this about that because it is very tragic, but she has seen worse things than that. And not just once either. Like it's happened a lot. She has been through so much in the last 10 years that for her to break down like this, I don't see this happening. Now, the last time she broke down like this, I mean, ignoring Scars because that technically is the last time, but it was with Rick, right? When she thought Rick died, she freaked out. Carol and Maggie, all of them were trying to hold her down, or hold her back, I guess, from going over there and putting herself in danger and stuff. I mean, it was just a very emotional, very hard moment, right? And so you see Michonne like this, you got to ask yourself, what's happening here? The first thing I noticed is that Michonne's hair looks like her hair right now. Like she doesn't have this, I guess it's a headscarf, I believe is what people are calling it. She's not wearing that right now, right? So this is going to happen early in episode 12, I believe, when she gets to the boat thing, or something's going to happen where she finds out something maybe about Rick and that he's alive. And that's why she's breaking down like this, because she just can't believe it. Like what? She might find out a little bit more about what happened, that he's been kept away this entire time. And in this way, she's just angry. And she is pissed off. And so that's why we get this Michonne here, this angry, pissed off Michonne. And so we're going to see a bunch of stuff happening here with Lucille and just, yeah, I mean, I think it makes a lot of sense. When you think of it like that, Michonne has been going through so much stuff. For her to find out that Rick's alive, I mean, first of all, she's going to be very happy, but she's going to be pissed off that really? I had to go through this for 6 years because of even Jadis for taking him away from me. Rick was never in my life. You know what I mean? Rick had to be out of our lives for that long. And so that's why she's just very angry. I think that's why we're going to get a lot of flashbacks to how she used to deal with her anger and frustrations and emotion. She's going to be in a really, really hard place. I mean, finding this out, I don't think she's ever been in a place like this in her life. I think that's why we're going to get all these flashbacks. I mean, combine that with it being her final episode on the show, right? You're going to get all these flashbacks and these connections to season 3 and to, I guess, kind of season 2's finale, to when she used to walk with those walkers, like with the chains. She's going to become that Michonne. It's going to be this whole wrestling of how do I deal with this? What do I do? And at first, she's just going to be reacting with anger, and that's all we're seeing here, right? And then I'm sure we're going to get this emotional goodbye. I don't know how it's going to happen. It could be on a boat. I don't think it's going to be on a helicopter. I keep imagining it being a helicopter, but it's probably going to be on a boat, and I think it's going to be very, very sad. But obviously, it'll be good because she found out Rick's alive, and I'm hoping everyone else does too. But yeah, let me know what you guys all think about all these images. I mean, these are pretty revealing. This is probably the most revealing teaser yet. We have a lot of shots here of the fight between Alpha and Daryl. We have some hints at Maggie's return because she is returning later on this season. And also some more shots of Michonne's final episode, and it looks like it's going to be a very emotional one. But post your thoughts down below. Let me know what you guys are all thinking. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video. If you want more Walking Dead content like this, make sure to be a subscriber, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.